Welcome back to the channel, everyone. So today we're going to be talking about Nvidia and why I think there is a big move coming in the price. So one of the things that I really like to use is called a VRVP. So I'm going to pull that up right now. And what the VRVP measures is volume, and it measures where the volume is as far as the relation to the price action. Okay, so what this is showing you is not just the volume on a given day and how much, but where it is on the chart in relation to the current price. So we talked about Nvidia and how I think there is a downturn coming. The tech sector is overbought right now. We're starting to see the S&P 500 sort of flatline and not really move to higher highs, sort of moving sideways. And Nvidia is kind of reflecting that same way. So you see right here where that blue circle is, and we are just remaining flat. Now this is the weekly chart with Nvidia, and it is the Heikin-Ashi candles. And what the Heikin-Ashi candles are showing us right now is 2 weeks of doji right now. So that's showing a weakness in this long uptrend. And when you see this uptrend, I mean, it started back in January of this year and has been going on for a couple months now. See all of these weekly candles right here, a strong uptick. And as we said in our previous videos, what goes up generally comes back down. And also, if there's any tickers you want me to analyze, just leave it in the comments down below. And while you're at it, just hit the like button. It really helps out the channel. Subscribe and hit the notification bell too, so you can see these moves and how they're going to play out, at least how I think they're going to play out. So I have a short open on Nvidia, and this is a huge reason why. At the very least, we can see some breather that's about to occur. Now on my shorts, if I see a breather and I start to see a rally on any significant level, I'm gonna either scale out of some of my positions or completely out. And then if it comes down and comes back up like that and sort of hits this VRVP bar right here, and then what I'm gonna do, if it rejects, what I'm going to do is start to scale back in. So that's how I'm going to adjust Nvidia. So if we just go through the bull and bear cases right now and weighing the probabilities, we are way overbought on the TSI with Nvidia. So right here, this red line, if you can see it, is the overbought line. We're way over it. We haven't reached this previous high right here. But what that actually is telling me is because the last time we had the high, it was right here, and now we're reaching it right here. That's telling me is we're overbought and we're not really making any higher highs. There was a little bit, if you go down to the daily, there's something that is really telling with the price action and with Nvidia's TSI and how it's reacting. So you can see right here how we have what is called a bearish divergence. So you have a high on the TSI and you have a high on the price action here. And then you have a higher high on the price action with a lower high on the TSI. So that's showing a bearish divergence. That's showing even on the daily here, you see all this volume with the VRVP. So those are 2 points right now for going short, or at least a case for a bear market or a correction with Nvidia. And then you have the VRVP right here. And then also we are way overbought, at least as far as this 100-day moving average is concerned. Now a bull case could be the moving average is moving up, and generally you want to go long when the moving average is going up, and you want to go short when the moving average is going down. So it's a slight case for the bulls, but in a sense, I still think even if we're headed for higher highs somewhere up here, I still think that we're going to be doing a correction at first if we do see that. So we can bring up the S&P 500 to show what I'm talking about. We are still we're overbought right here. Is there a little bit more room to run? Yes, but if you just zoom this up real quick, you're starting to see an inflection. That's what that yellow line is right here. And you know, these yellow lines can do a little fake out, but generally what those signal is consolidation when you're so high and overbought. When you're a little bit lower, like right over here, and you're kind of in no man's land, this downturn doesn't necessarily reflect a change in the market. And then off of a bounce, off of almost, I guess, for lack of a better term, an erasal of that yellow line is continuing to higher highs. So that would be where you would scale in, and you can see how that reflected if I just zoom in a little bit on the price right here. So tech sector's overbought. Apple is showing the same thing. Tesla, Nvidia is showing, and the S&P 500 has a high amount of volume right here. You can see on the VRVP, and what this red line is showing you is generally the price action wants to kind of go towards the red line, right? So when it's over the red line, it's overbought, and when it's under the red line, it's oversold, and you can most likely kind of see a correction. So do I think, if we just go back to Nvidia right now, do I think it's better to get into a short or get into a long? I definitely think it's better to get into a short. And what we talked about yesterday with Tesla is that we already had a position open to go short on Tesla, because you want to catch the move before it happens, right? And that's exactly what we did. If we bring up Tesla, you can see we have an open position actually right about where the VRVP line is. So we caught that move. We also talked about how it's not necessarily too late to get into Tesla. If we just bring up the candle right now, you could go in on a green day. Saw kind of a little bit of a green day. It was up 1.28%, but in the grand scheme of things, it's way down. So what Tesla is telling me, what the S&P 500 is telling me, what Apple is telling me about Nvidia is that we're headed for a downturn. Now, I think a safe bet is around 170-ish level, but keep in mind, we're probably going to see some consolidation around 245, and you might even get a bounce off of 245, and you might even kind of be range bound for a little bit before it either breaks to a higher high or finally collapses its floor. And if it collapses its floor, there's this gap up right here where that circle is. There's that gap, and so we're likely, if we hit this at about 232, we're likely to kind of go down to about 218. If we pass 218, we're likely to go down to about 199. So it's all about probability. It's all about what you think is more likely going to happen. You're never going to be right 100% of the time. I'm definitely not going to be right 100% of the time. It's all about probability. So if you want to track the probability of stocks, subscribe to Money Wire Work, hit the notification bell, leave a comment, and hit a like. It really helps out the channel, and we'll see you next time.